I just think that we as a society have to really, really rethink this moment of reckoning that we're having. Either this moment under Trump, with all the policy he's had, with all the deaths and the way Hollywood and all these major industries are having just like these big boom moments, right? Are we going to allow it to just be sensationalized? Are we going to allow it to be sensationalized to the point where they will control the sides that think they're right and wrong, and that there's no longer an in-between? There's no longer any investigative journalism around, both personal and active, like journalists who are going to go in and really dig into the truth of situations. And are we going to allow ourselves to sit together and have difficult conversations so we can come to honest solutions to things? Are we going to be able to say, yes, these boys who killed Junior were absolutely wrong, and it was a barbaric thing to do, yeah. But how did they become barbarians? And are we participating in the cycle that made that so? Yeah. And can we save them?
Preach.
This has happened, but can we still save them in order to save others? And what does that look like? And who plays a part? And who makes the sacrifice of, putting their healing before the anger? And not just the individual them as in those specific boys, but the larger they, the capital they, the other young men that exist in the communities that are just like them, who haven't committed that crime yet, but could very likely find themselves in situations like that. How are we going to work for them? How are we going to save them too, so that we can save another Junior? I don't know.
That was definitely a deep cut.
So I just want to wrap this up with a little game. We're going to have a little new section on the podcast called Damelu. Damelu basically is me and Skittles will think of a topic or something that we have perspective on, but we want somebody who maybe has a different perspective or might have a different view. And considering the fact that I am a straight cis woman, well, I don't have to say straight, I'm a cis woman, and Skittles, is a gay man. Mm-hmm. And Luis is a straight. A cis male. Okay, I don't want to assume your gender. But assuming you're a cis Latino male, muchacho, damelu. Eating ass.
Shit.
What's your POV?
What's your POV on eating ass? Because I had a whole conversation about this, and I'll say what I spoke about. But I actually am curious, because I think I have a different sort of view than most people, and I'm wondering if I'm just missing out on something. Luis, ass eating. What's the general rule around that? How does it get done?
Damn, this is how does it get? You want me to explain?
No.
How
I mean, like, how does if one wanted to eat ass, how does one go about eating ass? Is it like a consensual conversation? Do you just just talk? Do you even participate? If you don't partake, why don't you partake?
Let's be completely candid. Damn, there's going to be like an applause kind of soundtrack added to this, but I most definitely do eat ass, and that's just like, all right, now this. All right, but let's break that down a little bit, because I'm not just out here like in an elevator with anybody just eating ass all the time, whatever.
In an elevator?
That's kind of nasty.
Yeah, no.
I think also wouldn't be in an elevator. I'm letting my ass get eaten. Like,
it's summertime, y'all.
I wouldn't.
Swamp ass.
Ew, okay.
In the summertime for sure. But during the right, I think sex and intimacy and just kind of everything you do with a person that you trust and a partner should just be like, to me at least, like, if I'm intimate with somebody, if that shit's gonna go down, then like it's no holds barred. I'm assuming like we can do whatever it is we want to do, and there's gonna be no judgment passed between us, and that we're connecting here, and like that's what this is. I never expect you to be like, yeah, nigga, that's why you ate my ass. Because that would, like, if I think you're that kind of person, I'm not even gonna. Yeah, like I'm. It's not gonna be that kind of thing. I think if there is some sort of love or lust and trust and intimacy, then do whatever it is that pleases you. Of course, with consent. You always want to move and make sure you have everybody's compromiso. And yeah, just enjoy yourself, stay protected. That's for sure. But if you want to eat some ass, to me, it's completely fine. I'm not gonna say I don't do it, because you will definitely be getting the comments on your SoundCloud talking about that nigga is lying.
So
I don't like getting my ass eaten.
So here's my thing, because we're talking about it from a very like I'm a straight man. I only eat ass. Do you get your ass ate?
Bing, ding, 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 ding. $1 million
That
question.
is a good
Hey,
question, bro.
co-host. For the win.
That was a good question. I don't know if I was prepared to answer that one, but
And you don't have to. I mean, like,
No,
I mean, and
it's
if
fine.
too much,
It's
if it's too much,
I don't really care. I know who I am, but I have not gotten my ass, and I have had some girls like when they're kind of down there, and then they hit the los bolitas, que lo que. When they kind of continue, I've had girls that, in my impression, like had I let them kind of do what they want to do, they would go and do that. I was never really comfortable with it. Sensation wise, for that half second where I was in that deciding moment, I was like, oh shit, maybe I should let her eat my ass. But I did not let it happen. It's just not something that I've been comfortable with. But we're getting older. I'm only 26. I'm gonna be 27 in a couple days.
Discover the.
Before I'm 30, I'm sure I'll get my little enchilada.
I feel like
all the
you as a
time.
man,
Do it.
as a growing man, you need to experience.
There's so much
arousal.
Yeah,
of the
there's
prostate.
so much stuff. There's so much stuff going on down there.
It honestly makes the dick harder, and it makes you come harder. It does.
It does. I've tried it, proven it. It works.
Yeah, I mean, it
works.
it's the fact of the matter.
fantastic.
And
I could believe that.
I'm a very feminine spectrum gay man. I've both received and performed, and I can speak on both ends that it's,
But
it
I
is
don't
what
like
it
getting
is.
my ass eaten. And many have tried or like done it, like allowed, consensually tried.
Yeah.
But I just can't. I'm not into it. It doesn't do anything for. It literally does not feel like anything to me. It feels like the same as licking my nipple, where there's like maybe a slight sensation, but it's not that serious. So I've never like really been, and I always feel whack because I feel like guys always try to go down there, and then I'm like stop, and they probably think it's just like me
You
being
don't appreciate this.
And I'm just like I do it in that moment. I'm like, wow, he's willing to eat my ass. That's real. But I can't. Like, it's
just not for you.
It's just not for me. So then I feel bad if I just let them do it because I'm like, that's a really brave thing for you to be. Especially you don't know if I've taken a shit or if I'm like borderline about to shit myself. You don't know, and you're being brave.
I think people just don't have this conversation. Like they just don't want to talk about this prior to. It becomes this like lusty, passionate thing.
It's still taboo. I feel like.
Yeah.
All right. I like eating ass is still taboo. The same way where it's like most people in our generation smoke weed, they just don't talk about it.
Bro, everybody smokes. Listen to me. Everybody smokes weed,
And
even when
doesn't
they're
talk
on
about
breaks, and they don't talk about it because I can be in the room with. I've had fucking directors that I've worked with on projects where I think like, oh, they're so serious and blah blah blah, and then at the end of the rehearsal, they're like, yo, come upstairs and smoke with me. Like, you know what I mean? Like every motherfucking body
seriously.
smokes some shit.
And I think ass eating is one of those taboo type of things.
People eat ass.
Yeah, because before when we were younger, giving head was a taboo thing. And
yo, I used to say that I would never suck a dick in my whole life. Now ask me if I suck a dick.
Yo, swallow squad.
That's
swallow
Lisa
squad
talking.
all
Quitters are
day.
quitters. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like now ask me the question.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a thing too with like when we were younger, like eating, like if you ate pussy, like oh watch out because the asshole's right next to the pussy. Now it's like yo, that's dinner.
Well, I feel like Latino men have always been.
But
down
no,
to
but
eat
I feel like they're extra too. Like not all of them, but I've had experience with Latin men where they're like being really extra about it. I'm like, all right, so if you're gonna do it or you're not, like
just
stop wasting my time with your energy right now.
Word, dog. Like
Eat my pussy.
or not, or do what you're gonna do.
No, eat my pussy. No maybes. Well, thank you. Ya ta la luz. Ya sabemos que lo que.
All right, well that's my opinion on it for sure.
All right, so Luis, where can we find you? What's your social media? Where you work out? What's up?
So I'm back in New York. I just came back. I was in Denver for a little bit, but I'm always urban genius. It's cause I'm from the hood, but I'm wicked smart. You dig? Yeah. So I'm urban genius pretty much on all my socials. So Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
No numbers after that. Just urban genius.
Urban genius. Sometimes it's urban genius 22, but you'll see me. I mean, I'm like the most popular urban genius there. So if you can't find me, then you just don't deserve to link up. Then
I'm the most popular urban genius. That's dope. Yo, Luis, thank you so much for being
thank you
on
for
here
having
with
me.
us
This was
today.
super dope.
This was fun. And you can follow us at Ladies Who Bronche on Instagram. That is also on iTunes and SoundCloud, soon Google Play. And yeah, so check us out. Follow us on the Twitter, the Gram, the Facebook, and all that stuff. And until next week, Bronche.